Hello, everybody, and welcome to Marsupilami on the Sega Mega Drive.
This is the prequel of Tempo, the bestseller defender.
All right. I had to admit that detail of Bonelli dropping on the Sega logo in the level—that's a nice touch. I'll give it that. Anyway, what is Marsupilami? For those who don't know, basically this is a French-Belgian franchise that spawned one video game on the Mega Drive, and that's about it. Now, what we're seeing right now is a little slideshow telling us a basic sense of the story. However, it goes by a little fast, so you might still be a bit confused. Fortunately, I have the manual right here, so I can read it for us to get a good sense of what's going on in this game. But first,
I take it this is only released in Europe.
Yes. Well, actually, as far as I can... Well, actually, no, it was released in America as well. Surprisingly, even though, as far as I can tell, nobody in America even knows what Marsupilami is.
Well, back in the day, there was the boom of the furry platform mascots anyway, so even Americans could have just mistook it from that.
Yeah, Tintin didn't even come out in America. Anyway, alright, so the aim of this game, Dwebs, is Marsupilami is a marsupial, as the name implies, that has a very long tail that can basically do anything, including killing enemies, as you just saw. And I love I love the voice sound. Ha! Ah! Anyway, yeah.
It's just got nothing on this.
What you have to do is you have to go through the level and you have to collect these icons that allow Marsupilami to use its tail in various ways. And you have to...
Ow, 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 ow.
Don't worry, Dwebs. Apparently his tail has superhuman strength or something.
Yeah, Zidane's got nothing on this.
Anyway, yeah. Basically, the animations on Bonelli Archer are very good. I'll give it that. Bonelli is the elephant, by the way, for those who are confused. Anyway, the goal of the game, Dwebs, is to get Bonelli through the level. And you have to do various specific things. So basically, it's...
Oh boy, escort mission, the game, my favourite.
No, Dwebs. Bonelli does not die in any way, shape, or form. It's not so much about escorting, it's more so about puzzles. It's all about figuring out which specific...
Oh, puzzles, that makes me feel even more better.
This is specifically one of those cases where you're constantly trying to figure out which specific tools and how and when you're supposed to use to get Bonelli through the level. Because Bonelli is stupid, because, you know, elephants are stupid, aren't they? And so we had to do everything for him. And that's basically the basic gist of it. The game operates on a very cartoony logic. Like, for example, I got the mouse icon, which makes my tail look like a mouse. And as we know by classic cartoon logic, elephants are afraid of mice for some reason.
Thrilling.
Hey, look, Bonelli, a mouse.
Jesus.
And there you go. And now I got...
For a second I thought that was the Mario 1-up jingle.
Alright, so now here's another thing. The fruits that I can get over the course of the level also serve as to get a thing so I can get Bonelli to eat them. Because if I put a fruit on the ground and Bonelli comes across it, he'll start eating it. And that's a good way for me to make him to stop, so I can do something like pull him with this ability that I have.
Get over here!
So yeah, as you can see, this game is all about puzzle solving. Not so much escort, because Bonelli cannot die in any way, shape, or form. It's basically just a matter of leading Bonelli up until the end of the level, basically. There are bosses, but Bonelli is not involved in the boss battles.
Yeah, and what you just hear was I forgot as well. The Marsupilami is cry, whatever it's called.
Houba. Houba. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it doesn't get annoying very fast, but.
Well,
alright.
It doesn't say it too. Well, alright.
No. It's for me. You might as well get, pardon the play words, the elephant in the room out of the way. I know already this franchise because when I was a kid, this fucking thing was a cartoon that got broadcasted a lot in my country, and that cartoon is annoying for two reasons. One, this fucking thing doesn't shut the fuck up. It constantly goes ooba 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 every 5 seconds, very annoyingly. Very accentuated by the Italian voice acting, by the way. And second, the type of plot. Okay, the gist is very simple, classic poacher style of, slapstick. The fact that either poachers or other people want to capture this creature in order to expose him or having it as a trophy, stuff like that. Here's the problem. Despite them being these antagonistic figures being dicks, Dweebs.
Yes.
You know, I don't know if he ever came across to you, but you know, some like mystery TV series like Detective Columbo, where you actually end up for some reason cheering up for the murder victim, for the murderer, and you want him to get away and not get caught by the police, and the police actually appears to you as dicks. It's kind of the same feeling here. You just want this damn beast to get slaughtered, but no. Hilarious slapstick, he actually gets away and mocks the supposed antagonistic figure, which on paper should work, but the fact that it's annoying as fuck makes it even more frustrating.
No, the only way I buy into that plot is if it turned out the police were even more of vicious killers than the murderer.
No, well, to me, it's just like the example when I mentioned Detective Columbo, because a lot of times the murderers were either sympathetic characters, like that actually had motivation for getting stuff, and Columbo comes across as a gigantic dick that pesters them until they lose their patience.
I love how the water tank says Alfredo. Who the hell is Alfredo? Anyway,
probably another
does
supporting character.
Does Detective Columbo ever get murdered?
No. From what I checked, no.
Does he make one person just snap and just kill him then?
Well, in classic, much like in Murder She Wrote, the Dweebs, some murderers, when caught, try to do that, but obviously doesn't get pulled off.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, the main character in charge there isn't a total cow.
Anyway,
yeah, go ahead, Pedro.
Okay.
What are you gonna do to pass these obstacles?
I'm trying to see if I can. That's a new ability that allows me to do this trample thing. Anyway, the point is, time to read the story directly from the game's manual, because the slideshow didn't really do a good enough job of bringing in non-cartoon fans to speed. So allow me. The adventure: Trapped. Marsupilami, an energetic marsupial, and his buddy Bonelli, the elephant, were happily playing in their jungle home. Suddenly they were captured by the notorious hunter, Bring M back alive. Ha 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 ha. This mercenary had been searching the jungle looking for animals to trap and sell to the circus. After extensive observation, Bring M back alive decided that Marsupilami and Bonelli would be a terrific catch. I can understand Marsupilami, but why Bonelli? It just seems like a normal elephant to me. After their capture, Marsupilami and Bonelli woke up to find themselves locked in a cage. Over the next few months, they were forced to tour the circus, performing twice a day and traveling at night. They had no idea where they were and where they were going. The work was grueling and the food was terrible. Marsupilami was getting increasingly homesick for the jungle, his wife and 3 children. He decided that no matter what, he and Bonelli would escape and find their way home. The escape. At last, an opportunity to escape has arrived. A lazy animal trainer had fallen asleep on a bench, leaving the keys to the animals' cages beside him, because that's not cliché at all. Using his tail, Marsupilami snatched the keys off the bench and quickly set himself and Bonelli free. Hoping the ensuing chaos would ensure an easy getaway, Marsupilami opened all the other animal cages as well. The adventure begins with their daring escape from the circus. Marsupilami must use his amazing multi-purpose tail to fend off enemies, negotiate obstacles? Don't you mean overcome obstacles? And guide Bonelli to safety. What Marsupilami didn't know is that his 3 children had set out on a trek to rescue their father from the circus because they're dumb. Unfortunately, the 3 courageous children wound up in one of Bring M back alive's traps. Now Marsupilami must not only save Bonelli, but rescue his children from the clutches of the evil hunter as well. And that's the story of this game.
Riveting.
So...
Wow.
Everybody got that?
It was gonna be a test later.
Sorry, I was too busy eating. Could you repeat that again?
Alright, the aim of the game...
It's like the beginning of Alone in the Dark movie. Go ahead, Pedro.
It also says something here in the manual. Marsupilami's children. Marsupilami must find his 3 children to fully complete his journey. When entering a level, a cage containing one of the children is shown on the intro screen, indicating that a child is somewhere on that level. So basically, in order to see the true ending of the game, you have to collect the 3 children that are somewhere in the game. The levels that they're in are always random.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another thing with apparently this beast has a family of his own, complete with wife and children.
Hey, how the hell did he get that?
Because marsupials are common, I guess.
Yeah, so.
Well, anyway, Crash had a girlfriend in the first game. So.
Anyway, Each particular think of it. The structure of the levels is basically works like Sonic 1 in the sense that there's always one area, and each area has 3 stages and a boss battle. So this is the last circus stage. After this, we'll fight the circus boss and move on to a different area. And to be fair, the game does do a decent job at giving even the stages within the same area have enough variety on their own, because this is inside a tent.
Let me guess, the jump cut was there because you fell.
Yes, but don't worry, that was just me fucking up.
No, don't worry, it was just noticing.
These seals, of course, need to be destroyed, because our hero killing innocent circus animals.
Whoa!
PETA is gonna be on our asses so quickly.
They'll make one of them rip-off games like they did with that Pokemon. They'll call it they'll call
Marsupilami.
it Marsupilami. Yeah. they'll every time you kill an enemy, one of them ghastly videos will pop up. It's basically telling you, don't kill the animals, you bastard.
Surprisingly, this game actually, I will give this game one thing. It does have, aside from, I do like the concept. I like the idea of trying to get Bonelli across the level through basically, figuring shit out. Basically, it's more because this was not common at all back in the day.
Yeah.
So it did stand out for me as a kid, this
is the original Last Guardian game.
Sorta, yeah. Except Trico actually helps us, and it's
and Trico is a way better pet, objectively speaking.
Whereas Bonelli is just a stupid elephant that only walks back and forth. Anyway, yeah. What I was gonna say, this game is actually. Let me see who made this game. Quickly.
Probably is he using like another licensed infogram title?
I'm checking right now. It was made by Apache Software Limited. I
heard of it.
Whoever they are.
Were there any other games based on like French-Belgian comics?
There were.
We just did Tintin Dweebs.
Not just that.
And remember, there's also the one I mentioned, Lucky Luke.
Yeah, Apache Software, blah blah blah. I can't figure out who's the publisher. Oh yeah, the publisher was apparently Sega.
Yeah, Sega did self-publish all of the titles they were just released on their consoles back in the day. There we go. Maybe you could... Yeah, the music is not exactly thrilling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than the score of any of the Tintin games, but...
Yeah.
Well, that's not a big...
much, is it?
No.
Yeah, that's not a big thing.
But wow, you're better than festering garbage. That's an achievement.
Alright, so the way I have to get through here is I have to get Bonelli to fall on that trampoline so he can jump there. And now I'm going to try to get him to stay still so I can bring him up here. There you go. Not that way, Bonelli. Alright, now I'm going to have him stop over here. Basically, one thing you can do is when you see a pole like that, you can actually stretch your tail there to make a bridge so that Bonelli can go through.
Gee, thank you.
There you go. There you go.
We can't have dead air. Think of something.
Yeah. Also, the elephant is walking straightly without having any problems on a tight rope.
Well, so if there's one thing Marsupilami has never been, is I'm guessing realistic. Granted, I haven't seen the cartoon, but I don't expect realism and realistic physics out of Marsupilami. So I think I'll be fine.
It's like expecting realistic physics in
Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Yeah.
Boing.
All right, let's see.
The drums sound more like they're from an 8-bit game, not a freaking 16-bit one.
Also, another thing you'll be surprised with, there have been, aside from the one I mentioned, there have been actually a lot of TV shows adaptation of this comic, including one from Disney, of all people.
Wait, Disney made an adaptation of this?
1993, apparently.
Was it one of them live-action films?
Wait, so Disney was one who that made the cartoon?
The first one, apparently. Let me check the detail. 1993, there you go. Production company, Walt Disney Animation in collaboration with Marsu Productions, obviously.
Huh.
However, it's not the one that I watched. It was another one made in the early 2000s, I think.
Yeah, the 1993 TV series. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's this is the version that probably are. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the one I watched is what it's called. It's one made in French on their own in 2000 or 2003, I think.
All right, so that should be it. So now let's get Bonelli across.
Trailing.
Well, to be fair, this is a slow-paced game.
So are you gonna get it up?
You're supposed to just let Bonelli fall.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Bonelli cannot die. If he gets hit by the enemies, he'll just
change direction.
Yeah. So don't worry. You don't have to worry about Bonelli. You have to worry more about yourself, because that tail that you see in the bottom left corner, that's your life bar. The reason it's not decreasing is because I'm using cheats.
From what I've seen so far, it doesn't seem that difficult.
No. It's not that it's difficult. It's that it makes the recording process much easier for me. Because,
especially compared to Tintin.
Oh, look, a hammer symbol. As you can probably imagine, it allows me to use my tail as if it was a hammer.
A hammer. Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Also, a parachute. This is like Kirby Epic Yarn.
Fucking hell.
Marsupilami's Epic Yarn.
Fuck. Let's try that again.
You can do it, Pedro. I believe in you.
And I did it. There, now I can actually break these barrels that are in here, so that Bonelli can get through. There you go. It's a good thing we're operating on nonsensical cartoon slapstick logic.
There we go.
Alright, Bonelli. Come in.
Knock, knock.
It's Knuckles.
Knock, knock, it's Marsupilami. No, that's not going to catch on, is it?
Yeah, it's too damn long.
Yeah, Marsupilami is too damn long, Smash Brothers.
There you go. So yeah, this is, as you can probably guess, this is yet another franchise that only Europeans know about.
Yeah. Or at least Europeans were interested, dweebs.
Well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure this did this cartoon even air in the UK?
The comment made about
at least sorry, dweebs. I'm just for answering Pedro. When it comes to Disney, the distribution would have been at least made, but it makes sense to be at least all around the world.
Actually, that's that comment I made about not being familiar with a lot of French stuff growing up, but that's not true. I actually did watch the Tintin cartoon growing up.
Hold on. Basically, this boss is a clown that's trying to run us over for some reason, and there you go.
You just destroyed his vehicle, you monster.
Hey, he was trying to.
He's crying.
He was trying to kill me. Okay.
Sick bastard.
Operating on King's Quest logic.
All right, Dwebs. This character is actually an evil marsupial. That's Marsupilami's rival of sorts, I guess.
Yeah.
And sometimes he shows up, but sometimes he shows up as a boss battle, and you have to defeat it. If you lose, you just move on like nothing happened. But if you win, you get this. I guess you get more points because this is back in the day where points still
mattered. Yeah. Gotta need to make a photo to get this precious score.
That's his arch nemesis, Marsupilamni.
All right, Zone 2, the Alps. Now here's the first problem. There are rocks falling, and Bonelli will get struck in the head and move back.
Everyone dies.
No, it's okay. Bonelli is immortal for some reason.
That's gonna be hard to have total party kills, man.
Alright, so the first thing we should do is we have to try our best to time things properly and try our best to stop rocks from falling on top of Bonelli.
Alright.
I also have to use the
But at
parachute.
least there doesn't seem to be ice physics for now.
No. There are no ice physics in this game of any sort. So don't worry. Well, considering the game is a slow-paced puzzle game more than an actual platformer, that's not surprising.
Mm-hmm. Marsupilami, a tale of two animals.
Yeah. Don't you see, Teo? This is the game that inspired for me to wait to create Eco. Don't you know?
Of course. Even the sound that it's doing is the same. Bonsoir.
It's one is a marsupial, the other is an elephant. The two will go on an emotional, heartwarming journey to get back to get back home.
Oh, you can do that to protect him.
Yeah, the shield icon means I can. It serves both as and I can also be used as a bridge of sorts. There you go. Oh, okay. There's a rock there. Fortunately, we have the mouse icon, so we'll just scare Bonelli to death. There you go. Poor Bonelli. Question to you, since you're familiar with the cartoon, is Bonelli in the cartoon just as oblivious?
Not that I remember.
Okay.
I don't even think he was that Power Ranger, at least in the series that I watched. The serial focused mostly on this yellow motherfucker itself and sometimes his family.
Alright then. I also I find it interesting how... goat there. Anyway, I find it interesting how every single level has different fruit. And of all fruits to have here in the Alps, it's bananas.
Okay.
I'm not really seeing the connection, but...
Well, he's associated, despite being a marsupial, he's associated with monkeys, and monkeys got a lot of bananas.
There you go. The shield ability also can serve
as a bridge.
There you go. So the abilities don't always have just one functionality. You should also
multi-purpose.
The game does encourage you to think outside of the box and try different things.
That's interesting, at least.
Okay, what is that thing?
It's a cat which built a Statue of Liberty, Snowman.
Probably a reference. Probably a little nod to fans of the source material.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you.
Which allow me to remind, I am not at all familiar with I've never read the comics. I've only seen clips of the cartoon, and the only reason I've even seen clips of the cartoon is because I went to check on YouTube for curiosity. Because my introduction to this franchise was this game. Because I saw this game available, and I noticed, oh, what is this? Oh, it's kind of a puzzle-driven side-scroller. Okay, that's...
We should probably ask someone from either Belgium or France on the SSMB. Maybe they know something.
In fact, I'm going to do that right now.
Go ahead, Wibs.
Sure, go ahead, Wibs. I might as well.
I'll get a response, but I'll try.
Well,
by the next part, we'll probably have some answers anyway.
Do that in the next part, because I know you'll forget anyway. Anyway, see you, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.